Hey everyone, welcome back again. Go to the stream bird. Stream bird तो अभी चोरी हो गया ना?
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
You've got some
Oh, you need. It's all right though.
Really? Oh,
Still, what?
when Mona meant...
So she mentioned.
She said that you're... Huh?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh.
Oh, so that's a yes. Ooh, splendid. Ooh, someone.
Wait, Charlotte. Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh. If you're seriously asking, from what I've seen, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepped. Just think about it. If this. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write. I'm not a dreamer, but anyway.
That's... So, anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking... If it wasn't for... No, but... We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot. You mean, still travel? Huh.
Hello अभिरूप. ये कंटिन्यू कर रहे भाई.
Feels like you'll grow, but it's still good.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the palette?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass. Yes.
A riot?
Well, that lady furry loudly accused. And before the crowd continued.
So people...
I agree.
So what happened to...
Seeing that the Marisho say.
So...
That's right. That said, I don't think there's much good.
Don't worry.
Is that...
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
इसको थक गया.
If we know and as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When neuvillette was, it would be hard.
तो डिस्कॉर्ड देखा P2K ने अपना फेस रिवील करके.
Paimon knows the answer.
नहीं वो P2K नहीं है. वो गूगल पिक्चर है.
This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Furina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
भाई झूठा भाई.
That's Furina, right over there.
What was meant... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what can I even do other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over? Who's that?
Don't worry, Furina, it's just us.
So it is you.
Furina.
They even. Oh, and I'm sure neuvillette.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after!
क्या करेंगे रे मारेंगे.
Those people seem to be after you.
They are. They're just.
तो इसी आर्कोन है वो डर के भाग गई। मेरे दोस्त ने बोला कि आर्कोन क्रश करने के बाद तेरे फोरिना के ऊपर जो कुछ है वो चेंज हो जाएगा। देखता है कल। भाई आर्कोन होके
The
छुप छुपा के
second
भाग रही है।
place, right? Hey, Furina! There's a good hiding spot.
What?
Hurry, they're all
Fine, fine. I suppose I... No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they display.
Yep.
What's happening?
मैंने तो आपको बोला था
The
वो
ground's
आर्कोन नहीं
shaking.
है।
Is it an earthquake?
मेरे को पता है रे वो आर्कोन नहीं है।
Yeah.
It can't be.
Well, there's no...
Yeah, but the people... It's true. I've tried, but all my efforts
साली
proved to be...
दज्जाल
We
औरत।
cannot make an enemy of the divine. Give up, indeed. Fate. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end. Well, that's enough for now. Don't take a... Come on! Cher, that's impossible. A witness. And if to... I...
ये कैसे हो गया रे? नहीं यहाँ कैसे आ गई?
Ladies and gentlemen, this
लेने ने जादू से
concludes
इधर
my
बोला जी।
opening performance. Now, without
Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of...
May I interpret these words as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up...
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is...
Wow.
Lady Furina.
Shh! It would seem that there has...
Looking for
I raise my hands. I'm sorry. You aren't... But now, I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world this time. Applaud, mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Font.
Woohoo!
Oh, no. Why does it feel like Furina just... Also, even though she's still acting...
All right, then.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is that so?
क्या है रे ये?
Also, just how much.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the
Navia, the president of the Spina di
लेने
Rosula.
की शक्ति
Most of the people who participated in the
धूम
disturbance
मचाए
this
अर्पण
morning were
को
my
भी
subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the
क्या लेकर
opera
आए?
house. The people's resentment, moreover,
So you.
And their goal.
That's right.
As the super ultimate, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Aranias. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, you gathered a crowd, prepared also that.
Yes, that is.
Well, Clorand, as for you, you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor. Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to This is a doc-
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's... Oh, let Paimon see. So in other words, we can refer to... Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the This is the first time Monsieur Neuvillette, a Fatui Harbinger. She's an extraordinary person. Her instinct must mean something. The words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be truly understood when something surreal happens to you.
अभी ये साला
The
ट्रायल वाला सिस्टम
prosecution
भी
and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, just fast forward. Of course. It is only.
That's true. But my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted. Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge? Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
अभी रॉब
Yeah. Even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far to doubt her very identity?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity
एक
either.
सेकंड में राउटर
Sure,
ठीक
Lady
है कर ले
Furina
कर ले
can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were. See? Even the. If you wish.
An argument with.
Well, and if I.
doesn't sound right. First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
You sensed it too, huh, neuvillette?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
That doesn't sound right. You tried to reference the Oratrice. But weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't
Welcome,
need to go
Ultra
that
Pro
far.
Max, welcome.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! all Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
It seems like nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar. I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that
वाला मेरे को
you
सेकंड बना
loved.
दिया.
Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us?
Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you to say that I'm not actually the real deal?
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now? That doesn't... It has been established that all Fontanians...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing the court. Though you act in partnership with the prosecutor, you must still adhere to proper procedure.
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear this really will be the last time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, a massive flood struck the area not long ago, taking many lives, including those of some of my closest friends. So, Miss Furina, would you dare to touch some of this seawater? If we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen your case. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula.
If Lady Furina's in...
Too late.
Lady Furina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is basically the same as a confession of guilt.
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
What's going on?
Too late.
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Furina, you may...
Hey!
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe me now? I really am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would—
Miss Siegeween? If you're present, Miss Siegeween, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siegeween?
Don't be nervous. It'll just take a few seconds. Let me see. That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your evaluation to the court, Miss Siegeween.
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Furina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that She was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans when exposed to primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegeween. Lady Furina, you may return to the defendant's stand.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get dissolved. Shouldn't that be enough to prove my innocence?
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. After all, on the off chance that something entirely unexpected might occur, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Furina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head nurse to serve as an expert witness. It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used. Furina could have...
I can't believe... you... Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. What happened just now didn't prove a single thing. Think about it. How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't also be affected by the primordial seawater? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water? Please, everyone, anyone, just listen to me. I swear, I really am your...
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway...
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't...
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says...
भाई ये तो साली आर्कॉन ही नहीं है रे पर कैसे ये पपेट होगी जैसी
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Furina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Furina is...
guilty.
Guilty.
लेडी फोरिना हटा दिया खाली फोरिना रखा भाई रुआब चेंज हो गया
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Furina is...
फोरिना अबे लेडी फोरिना से खाली फोरिना बोलने लग गया
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via the death sentence.
मर गई
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences? I've always thought that it was just a myth.
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court, and it's been given to the very person we've worshipped as the god of justice? What an
Furina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice? We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah! Even Vacher wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. know the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
इसका मतलब अभी ये फरीना पटक के पहले
Indeed. Not only is Furina's sentence overly excessive, the very
तो देखना
point of our
लेडी
trial
फरीना तो
today was
खाली
also
फरीना
to
बोलने
prove
लग
that
गया
Furina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does
हाँ
this
लेकिन ये तो
mean?
बोल रहा ना
Excuse me if I may interrupt.
अभी लेकिन वहाँ हाइड्रो आर्कन लिख के आ रहा है ना उसको
Fremine! You finally made it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately...
I looked everywhere, but has the trial already...
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Fremine. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates, and would like you to come here and confirm their contents.
कंटिन्यू करके देखो क्या होता है पता नहीं चलेगा देख रहा हूँ देख ही रहा
I believe I have now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Furina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon. So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates. Paimon will do her best to help you remember.
ये तो फरीना है अरे ये बुक वाला दिमाग खराब करेगा
The first stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans. Does that mean that Fontainians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But this must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontainians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else? Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontainians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we? But after that incident, it was just a question of when and not if. That doesn't sound quite... That doesn't sound...
तेरी माँ की आँख
We know from the case, and this might be.
That doesn't sound...
ये नोवेलेट था साथ में ना इसके तो अरे उसकी माँ की आँख
That doesn't...
Perhaps what is about to take the truce and the original. It's not as simple when Navia, the stone slate. The prophecy from the stone slates, the fortress of Meropide was nearly if we hadn't dealt with it in time.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the seawater. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin. Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass no matter what. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events. It now, so that's how you can make sense of it. But then it feels like we're going to have to share some truly shocking revelations.
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny, did you hear that?
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were
भाई
originally
इन लोग भी
created by the
humans
late
सही नहीं
previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis.
भाई पूरा फाउंटेन ही फेक भरा हुआ है भाई ओसनेट से
How only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vacher dissolved were also turned into Oceanids. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw everyone gathered around for a trial, all of them in the shape of Oceanids.
Indeed.
भाई ये पूरा का पूरा साला इंसान ही नहीं है भाई
That she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
Yeah, isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only
अभी तो देख रहा है भैया इन लोग इंसान ही नहीं है बस सब के सब ओसनेट ही है
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed to connect so many pieces of the truth. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using a different power source. When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But since we only had 3 slates at the time, I was unable to come to a full conclusion. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within. If everything goes well, we should finally be informed of the unadulterated truth.
Well, did you get it?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontainians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanid's blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea. As a result, their forms would collapse, and they would be reverted to their original forms as Oceanids.
अब वो पहले वाला भी समझ में आ गया, औरत लोग गायब कैसे हो रहे थे, बेचारे को फुकट में मर्डर का इल्जाम लगा के हटा दिए.
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea.
अब पूरा समझ में आ रहा है. वो जो पहले बेचारे को औरतें गायब हो रही थी भाई, वो बेचारे को मर्डर का इल्जाम लगा के गायब कर दिए कि बॉडी डिसॉल्व कर दे रहा था, लेकिन भाई ये सब ऑसिनेट बन जा रहे थे वापस, क्योंकि इन लोग ऑसिनेट थे पहले से, पर वाटर के कनेक्ट में आके वापस से लोग ओरिजिनल फॉर्म में आ जा रहे थे.
Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
अभी neuvillette fight बाकी है. हाँ, neuvillette का fight बाकी है.
Which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice. You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others who intended to hold a trial to determine her fate. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even though we decided to put on this trial to avoid fulfilling the prophecy, in truth, everything we've done is exactly as the prophecy foretold. So now it seems we're the ones making sure it comes true.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled. Is this what it feels like to be a prisoner of fate?
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the fourth slate will also be fulfilled soon?
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in your deductions. About the fourth slate, you probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes? However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come. As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before. This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
That doesn't sound quite right. Let's think about this some more.
It was both dream and reality.
वाह,
If we're talking about a true culprit, that could only be that thing
मुझे
inside the
चिकन रारा
primordial sea,
खाने का
right?
बहुत मन कर रहा है ब्लैक पेपर रेस्टोरेंट से और उसके साथ बस एक बासमती राइस मिल जाए। वाह, मजे कर, मंगा ले।
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
ये क्या हो गया? क्या हुआ? पानी भरना चालू हो गया? ओ भाई, वो लेकर गया क्या उसको? नहीं, अच्छा इधर ही है। वो आया, हीरो आया, चाइल्ड आया, चाइल्ड आया। अब लेगा पिछली बार का बदला। भाई अब लेगा। अबे फिर गिर गया, अबे फिर चला गया।
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it has chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while.
हेलो जैक,
It has been greedily
वेलकम भाई,
consuming
वेलकम
the energy from the
भाई।
planet's
बहुत मजा आ रहा है
primordial
भाई।
sea,
ये थोड़ा अच्छा
fusing it
क्वेस्ट
to
बना है,
grow.
ये थोड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है।
That is the
आर्कन
main
क्वेस्ट।
cause for the rising sea levels. And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea,
ये
its
थोड़ा कम
next
बोरिंग
step
है भाई,
will
लेकिन
be...
मजेदार है
You
ये वाला
said
आर्कन
that
क्वेस्ट।
when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
तू भी ओसेनेट है साली, तू भी ओसेनेट
That
है, सब
whale finds
ओसेनेट
the
है। तुम लोग
blood
उसकी
of
बात कर रहे।
Fontanians nigh impossible to resist. Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the form of Fontanians.
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case, won't it come back to target the people again once it's managed to recover its strength?
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him, the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner. From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
भाई कब से लड़ रहा था, इतना थक गया था वो, मालूम पड़ रहा है। अभी तेरे को उसकी वो समझ में आ रहा है। बेचारा चाइल्ड अंदर लड़ रहा है, बेचारा कब से उससे बाहर निकली, फिर मार के अंदर लेके गया उसको। खुद भी गिर गया वापस।
Cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy? All we need to do to stop the prophecy would be to find a way to beat it up, right?
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself. Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can, and we even found the true culprit. We've come so far. You can't just tell me that the last hurdle is some impossible foe. That's just not
अरे यार
fair.
3 लोग देख रहा हूँ लाइव
Indeed,
किसी ने नहीं किया अभी
that's
तक.
not how a grand performance should end.
I'll fight it to the end, no matter what.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Sorry.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled.
ये कौन बोल रहा है वो?
Just as prophecies ultimately, fate
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Furina! No, I still need answers.
तो भाई ये ओरिजिनल और कौन है ये? भाई इसको देना भाई. ओ वाह 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 भाई यार.
You.
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
You are not Furina. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive
इसकी आवाज
everyone
भी
was a
अलग है भाई.
resounding success. But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know, the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
Deceiving the heavenly principles?
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine
पोरिना
condemned to
बुल्ले
be
फूड खाने के बाद
flooded.
ऐसी दिखती है.
One was not amused. In
अबे नहीं है
fact,
पोरी, ये
one was
असली है फसलोर
positively
है.
bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe, now does it? She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized there was only one possible solution to this confounding conundrum. I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving
ये
everyone
कैसा
at the
ड्रेस है?
same time.
अगर बूबा दिखाना है
I'm a
तो
genius, I
ठीक से
know. I can
अरे
only
साले,
assume that's
तेरी
why
नजर उस पे ही
Egeria
पड़ रही है।
chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the
मैं
inheritance one dreams
ग्राइंडिंग
of.
कर भी पाऊंगा
Between the
कि नहीं
task of
पता नहीं।
saving the nation,
अरे अच्छा
the
हुआ भाई तो
quotidian
फौरीना नहीं
duties of
निकला
the
तेरा,
Hydro Archon,
क्योंकि बहुत लोग की
and
शिकायत है
not to
इतना
mention
बेकार है
the
बोलते सब।
original sin of creating a new race of humans,
इसको देते तो भाई मैं
I
पुल कर
dare
लेता,
say she left me
अगर भले से
quite a
कैसे भी रहे, लेकिन
colossal
लुक्स
mess to
वाइज
clean up.
पर्सनालिटी वाइज अच्छी दिख रही।
But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanid familiars.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart I left behind, I named Furina. She could feel
अच्छा,
joy,
फौरीना भी यही है रे,
sorrow, and
फौरीना भी यही है, मैं
everything
बोला
in
ना पपेट होगी
between.
वो।
She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable as she wished.
मौका अच्छा है।
Her strengths were of a kind
सिम्बा
only a
ट्रेलर।
human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Furina's humanity was
जस्ट
what
लाइक
made
ई,
her
वो
perfect.
जितने भी मिले सब पपेट
She
ही पाल रहे,
was
मतलब
perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone, weeping on her throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Furina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy.
अच्छा
Under
साली
the
और
curse
कौन है ही
I
नहीं
placed
मतलब।
on her, so long as I, Fosalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness. Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass. I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Furina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being.
हाँ बात सही है, बच्ची लोग का दिमाग है, सही बोला।
What she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form, I most definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
बाबा, हाँ वो पपेट ही है रे, इसी ने बनाई इसको। खुद का ह्यूमन फॉर्म जीने के लिए भाई, सही है, पपेट ही है। रेडन ने पपेट ई को किया, ये इसने इसको फोरिना बनाई, और कौन है जहाँ पपेट यूज करता? नाहिदा, जो रुको दबाता है, वो भी नाहिदा को बनाया। ठीक है, सिर्फ एक बेचारा जोंगली है जो असली है। जोंगली और वेंटी ये दोनों असली है, बाकी सब पपेट यूज कर रहे हैं साले।
Take it easy.
So, who permitted you to come onto this stage? All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you. There is no need to state your
20 का
name.
जो है
Just
वो
be
उसका
off with
असली
you.
रूप नहीं
Do
है।
not distract
हाँ
me
लेकिन वो
from my performance. I am Focalor, the eyes of countless.
क्या करना है, इसको अंधेरे से बाहर निकालना है क्या?
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
The fuse is lit!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
कौन से गार्ड? तेरे कौन से गार्ड? तू साले मरे। इतना कम डैमेज क्यों ले रही है? चेक करना पड़ेगा डैमेज कम क्यों ले रही है।
Stabilize. Quietly now.
तो चेक किया जाए। टन बराबर है। ओके ठीक है, इसलिए कम डैमेज ले रही है। बाय एलिमेंटल मास्टरी। ओके। एक जोंगली ही है जो असली रूप दिखाता है। आई विल हैव ऑर्डर। हाँ भाई। हेलो शैडो, वेलकम टू स्ट्रीम भाई। भैया पूरा फाउंटेन ही फेक है इसकी अम्मा की यार, पूरा फाउंटेन फेक है। आर्कोन भी फेक है। फाउंटेन के पीपल्स भी फेक है साले। अब ये क्या सीन 1 बिफोर अ मिरर फॉरिना। स्पॉइलर। अरे मैं तो कर रहा हूँ। मेरे को स्पॉइलर का मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ, अभी देखते आ रहा हूँ भाई जो हो रहा है। मैं तो देखते आ रहा हूँ। अभी यहाँ तक के इतना पता चला है कि फाउंटेन के लोग जो है सब फेक है भाई।
Furina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me?
I am
Where are you?
मजे करो भाई, म्यूट कर लो।
Be not afraid.
स्पॉइलर मत लो।
I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror.
ये है ओरिजिनल हाइड्रो आर्कन।
How can this be?
इसके बाल देखो, उसके बाल देखो।
Mirror you, huh? You know what? That's not bad. Let's go with that.
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins
So
of the
she's
people
आर्कन
of
और नॉट।
Fontaine be
अरे ये
washed away.
आर्कन नहीं है, इसने आर्कन ने इसको बनाया है ओसेनेट के रूप से ह्यूमन फॉर्म में, और थोड़ी अपनी शक्तियां दे दी है इसको ताकि खुद की ह्यूमन फॉर्म जी सके वो। एक तरफ से पपेट समझ लो उसको।
The only thing I know for sure is this prophecy. Will it really come to pass?
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine sooner or later. Things will develop just as the prophecy declared.
ये आर्कन ने, ये ह्यूमन है, ये जो फॉरिना है ना ये ह्यूमन है, असली गॉड ने है ही नहीं, वो ह्यूमन फॉर्म में। बस उसको इतनी शक्ति दी है उसने कि 500 साल से जिंदा है वो।
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings
Hello
exist
Paul
in
भाई,
this
वेलकम
world
टू स्ट्रीम। विच
precisely
कैरेक्टर
to
डू
give
यू
people a
मेन?
chance to turn things around.
मेन कैरेक्टर मेरे
It is
योइमिया,
the reason why you
रेडन
met me today.
एंड नाहिदा।
I will tell
तीन
you
कैरेक्टर मैं यूज
how to
करता हूँ
save everyone,
प्रॉब्ली।
but you may have
अभी
to
फिलहाल के
suffer
लिए मैं यही यूज
somewhat.
करता हूँ।
Oh, so there's still hope after all.
योइमिया यूज
Goodness,
करता हूँ मैं।
you
हाँ
frightened me. You spoke
spoke so much and with so much certainty.
अरे बाप रे, बारे बारे स्पॉइलर मिल जाएगा। अबे खत्म होने आया, जो मेन था वो हो चुका, जो मेन था ना जिसके बारे में पता चलना चाहिए था वो हो गया, ऑल बस हो गया, अभी सीन है।
If the prophecy will come true, I'll also die anyway, right? So if I've already met you as my magical meeting in this world, if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my pain on
गुड
the
नाइट
other,
शैडो भाई, गुड नाइट एंड वेलकम भाई। स्ट्रीम पे आने के लिए शुक्रिया भाई। हो सके तो भाई लाइक करना मत भूलना, और भाई सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना यार। हो सके तो शेयर करो, 500 सब्स नजदीक है।
I suppose this would also be the justice that
Mind
belongs
getting
to you.
trained in Genshin.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well.
थैंक यू शैडो भाई।
Has just lost
हो
its
सके तो शेयर कर दो यार, 500 सब्स पे अपना लिए गिव अवे है, तो जल्दी जल्दी हो जाए तो बेटर रहेगा मेरे लिए यार, सपोर्ट मिल जाएगा थोड़ा।
a god.
हाँ भाई क्यों नहीं भाई, बन सकते हैं, आप भेज सकते हो मेरे को रिक्वेस्ट गेंशिन पे।
A never-ending masquerade. You must never let anyone suspect your identity.
आप तो घूमने जाने वाले थे ना। अरे मैंने कल की बात किया, आज थोड़ी ना पावन।
Defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed, then all hope will be lost.
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god without being exposed.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. You simply need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Being a human yourself, I'm sure you already know what such an entity would be like. Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing divinity, but contending against humanity.
I'm still not sure I understand.
वैसे मैं देख तो नहीं रहा स्ट्रीम, स्पॉइलर नहीं चाहिए।
So, how
अरे
long am
साले
I going to have to
क्या
play
हो
this
गया,
role?
जो तू बाद में खेल के करने वाला तू स्किप कर
accomplish
सकता,
this
फटाफट
mission,
स्किप करके कर सकता आर्कन क्वेस्ट, क्योंकि तेरे को स्टोरी पहले मालूम पड़ जाएगी।
You will endure
हाय ओम भाई,
and not
वेलकम टू
grow
स्ट्रीम।
old until your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic trial, and everyone will be saved.
A trial, huh? How exciting. I'll be looking forward to it.
अब ये क्या असेसिन स्पीच फॉरेनर, ओके चलो चलो भाई, अच्छा ठीक है साउल भाई। अब क्या करूं भाई, कुर्सी पे जाके बैठूं क्या? कहाँ जाऊं मैं अभी? अरे भाग ना यार, दौड़ के। अच्छा कुर्सी पे बैठना, कुर्सी दिखा रही मतलब कुर्सी पे बैठना है। क्या देख रही अकेले बैठ गए?
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession, but this is my first time facing the people. What should I say to most appear like a god? To be honest, I still don't know. Perhaps I should first try to act natural. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. Indeed, I am Furina de Fontaine, your new Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god, but it will be my honor to guide you all. As the god Focalor, the god of justice, I shall do all within my power to lead you into an age of fairness and Once again, thank you all for coming. If you should have any questions or suggestions, please send them to the Maison. I thought I might.
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would be a bit more assertive.
Hey,
Did you hear that? She
ये
even
क्या
told us
हो रहा
to
है?
send her suggestions there at the end.
Shouldn't gods be all powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going right? Calm down, Furina. Assertive.
ये भगाता, ये भगाता, ये भगाता.
Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim ownership of this opera house, would the well, you may consider. Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were in...
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before.
Such a fascinating and
Hello अमर भाई, welcome back. बड़े दिनों बाद है अमर.
future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech.
भाई लाइक कर दो यार, फटाफट लाइक कर दो.
Whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's... No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want me to play. No, this won't work.
ये क्या सीन है? अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
I must
नया नया
play
बोलना
the
पड़ेगा.
role that they want me to play.
Turn up the drama.
The
वो पर ड्रामा
scales
कर.
of justice should not weigh heavy in the hands. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink. No, this won't work. They'll suspect me again.
ये क्या
I
सीन
must
है?
play the role that they
अच्छा
want.
and
There is no trouble in this world that justice cannot solve. All that is needed is for you, my people, to believe in it, heart and soul. So long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese, so long as I stand before the Oratrice, I shall even judge the gods of this world!
कोई नहीं है भाई, सपने अजीब ही देख रही है ये. पता नहीं क्या हो रहा है अभी. क्या है तो क्या लिख के? अच्छा, सीन 3 ओपेरा हाउस फॉर इन आवर. ठीक है. अब ये क्या बक दिए? सोने जाऊं? नहीं.
Lady Furina, here are today's...
Besides, a
बकचोदी
match
थोड़ा लौट रहा
need
मत.
for fright,
खुद को आर्कन
and do
साबित करने
not
की
take
कोशिश
what
कर
I
रही है.
said before too seriously. Go now.
ये भाग रही है ना.
Lady Furina, I don't know what...
No need. All right.
He's...
कहाँ है बे? कहाँ जाऊँ? उधर पे.
Lady Furina, here are the latest hydrological...
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already... All manner of signs indicate that... Really?
I'm...
अरे इसका तो बहुत है. सो जाना चुपचाप जाके जा. सपने में भी सोने जा रही है.
It's finally over. I haven't had a moment to breathe this whole time, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. There are no longer any voices of... Maybe this is fine.
भाई ये तो बकचोदी लग रही है. ये बहुत पका रहा है.
Lady Furina, here are...
Lady Furina.
Indeed.
Lady Furina, we're detecting...
Understood. I feel
सब चले गए, सबके सब चले गए बाबा। कितना सीन हो गया? 18,000 सीन।
I've heard that the...
Are you crying?
This must be the
अरे
overflow of
जीरो की वॉचिंग
hydro
दिखा
from
रही
my
थी इसमें।
person. Well, can't quite help being the god. So hundreds, I never have. I want to die of all I can do is keep up.
अबे 1,82,000 सीन हो गया भाई, ये क्या सीन है?
Furina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
कल मुझे भी दिखा रहा था, लेकिन मैं स्ट्रीम तो देख ही रहा था।
Share
गंजेरी
my
घटिया।
That's impossible.
But even if your bird, just share it with me.
A witness. And if... He's right. But if... No, Furina. But what if, Furina, is it so... If you think about it long and hard... No. All you need to do, dear spectator, is...
Fine.
So even Furina?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5, it seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine? That is the most important thing.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine, yes?
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you, hidden within the machine all along. Am I right?
And then I became one with the Oratrice.
अच्छा साला ये ऑरिटिस के अंदर ही बैठी हुई थी भाई।
Yes, it would seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still lacks sufficient depth. In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Furina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice. But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide power to Fontaine. The vast majority has been, had to be accumulated to
It was all part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontanians for millennia had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the oratories. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Furina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course. In other words, this was all done to return the authority of
जिम
the
भाई
Hydro
नेवलेट क्राउन
Archon
किया
to the
43 के
Hydro
मार रहा
Dragon
है
of this
चार्ज अटैक
planet.
भाई बढ़िया यार बढ़िया मेरा नेवलेट कभी कभार 48 मार रहा है कभी कभार 48 कभी कभार 60 कभी कभार जब क्रिट करता है तो पर मेरा बिल्ड नहीं है ऐसा 26 28 के मार रहा
Getting sad
है
again,
अगर
are
फुल
we?
यूज करूँ तो बिना
The
काजुआ के
authority
लेकिन ना
of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
मेरा हर बार 43 हाँ तो तेरा अच्छा है ना
Hydro Dragon,
ई पे 90 के तक गया है 1077 टैलेंट का रखा है बढ़िया है यार फिर 43
I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to
मैं एक दो
me,
पीस चेंज
justice
होगा
is
अच्छे
the
पीस
continuation of that
मिले तो और भी
existence.
मारेगा हाँ फिर तो मारेगा ही वो
Defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too long. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass
अबे
upon
अभी
us?
इसके पास फुल पावर है भी नहीं
So
इसके
when
पास
I was
नेवलेट के पास
invited to
इसका
the
खुद
court of
का
Fontaine to serve as Iudex,
अब
I
ये
see
मिल
now
जाएगा तो
that
कितना
that was
पावरफुल
your
हो जाएगा
idea
भाई
too. At last, I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they
टिग्नारी
feel.
बिल्ड कर ले टिग्नारी अच्छा ही है
You are a devious one, Focalor. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
आपको पता
The
नहीं
hour
था?
of my execution is
ये
almost
तो
here.
उसने पीवीएस
For the
आर्कोन को
sinner,
इसमें
the
बताया था।
curtain call has come.
नहीं, मैंने स्किप किया था ना, वो
I
बोर लग रहा था
know I may
इसीलिए।
not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common.
ओ भाई, अब जा रहा भाई असली हाइड्रो आर्कन।
Farewell, neuvillette.
मरने जा रही है यार
I
ये तो।
hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
अबे गई। अबे आइला सच में मर गया बे आर्कन। आर्कन भी मरते हैं क्या? क्योंकि ये अपना क्या नाम है इसका, जोंगली तो नहीं मरा यार, वो फॉर्म में था। वाट लग गई। फर्स्ट आर्कन जो आते ही मर गई। हाँ यार।
People of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
क्या कर रहा है? अबे क्या यही सिटी डुबाएगा? बारिश रोक रहा है कि बारिश कर रहा है? अच्छा लगता है इसी ने बारिश कर रहा है, यही डुबाएगा लगता है। क्या हुआ, खत्म? अच्छा नहीं, सोच रहा था लगता है।
What just happened? Has the death sentence been carried out?
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection? I have a feeling that something huge just happened.
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved, I assume whatever happened was good for us.
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't be defeated?
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of
अच्छा
the
उसको
primordial
पावर
sea
दे
from
के
that
गई है वो।
creature. We should seize the
इससे
opportunity
पहले
to
मना
pursue
कर रहा
our
था वो,
quarry.
नेविलेट मना कर रहा था, अभी इसको मिला है। हाँ पावर मिला है इसको, देखेगा इसका पावर, फुल पावर
Now
इसको।
that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal.
भैया इसका पावर पूरा देके गई, मारेगा कुत्ते ऐसा ड्रैगन को।
Execution has come.
फुल पावर अनलॉक कर दिए इसका, नेविलेट का मर गई। बेटा वो इंसान है, बोले उसकी मदद करना, उसने पूरा खोल के गई है इसको। जो आर्कन भी बोलती है कि साली थोड़ी एड़ी बच्ची है, थोड़ी इसको संभालने के लिए ज्यादा पावर लगेगा नेविलेट को, उसने देखे गई पूरा पावर इसको। ये क्या सीन है भाई? किधर कौन है? हाँ अबे
I've already done my best to separate the power of the primordial sea from the whale. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within.
क्या हो रहा है क्या हो रहा है?
I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together.
तो कितना साल लगेगा बे इसको मारने में?
I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Solidify.
ऐसे तो सालों लग जाएंगे इसको मारने में। ये यहाँ से वहाँ नाश्ता रखा तो साल लग जाएगा इसको मारने में। बारिश मचा रहा है ये तो। मैं मेरा शील्ड का खंबा किधर है? इसको तोड़ू।
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
शील्ड तोड़ दिया भाई। समय चलता अब मैं सोने नींद आ रहा है। मेडिसिन चलेगा चलेगा सो जा। मैं कभी भी क्यों रहा है? अब ये क्या सीन है भाई? ये कौन है भाई? ये कौन है? अब उसकी एचपी क्यों नहीं जा रही है? बस शील्ड तोड़ दिया।
Solidify this. I have granted you my protection. Do.
अब ये क्या सीन है? भाई क्या हो रहा है? मर गया? नेवलेट ने लिया। ओ भाई चाइल्ड के साथ ये कौन है? अबे चाइल्ड को फेंक दी। अबे क्या बॉल समझ कर रखते? उठा के फेंक दी चाइल्ड को।
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but oh well. It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
किसके मास्टर है वो? वेल के मास्टर है कि चाइल्ड के मास्टर है ये?
That power. Who are you exactly?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just like
Skirk,
you gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak. But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals.
अब कितना पावरफुल होगी भाई ये जो चाइल्ड को ऐसा दिखा रही है तो। स्किल का क्या है ये भाई? मेरे प्रीमोस ले लो, ये दे दो।
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you don't know him. Sorry, I assumed you did. His name is Sir Taloji.
टोटोलॉजी, ये चाइल्ड का मास्टर और ये उसके मास्टर की मास्टर है भाई। वाह 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 वाह।
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous. How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name the Fowl?
The Fowl?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhine-daughter?
Ooh, that one we
मास्टर को कोई पहचानते है?
part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either.
सिम भाई इसको प्लेएबल करना चाहिए। हाँ मेरे को भी लग रहा है करना चाहिए इसको भाई। बड़ी बार वो ने अगर नहीं किया तो इनकी माँ की।
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person? Paimon didn't quite catch their name.
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
अबे यार वो थोड़ा और तो दिखा।
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Furina will remain, weeping on her throne.
ओ भाई पूरा डूब गया भाई।
Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
वाह 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 भाई खत्म खत्म। फाउंटेन गायब।
Hey! Help! Over here!
अरे केक ही तो अबे भाई फाउंटेन तो पूरा समंदर बन गया भाई। ये कौन आया?
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
तो नीचे बैठ के यही कांड कर रहा था, यही सब मशीन बना रहा था बैठ के लगता।
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
हाँ भाई हीरो निकला।
Look! The water's receding!
हाँ पानी कम हो रहा है। ओह पानी कम हो रहा है। फाउंटेन फिर से आया। क्या बात है क्या बात है। डूबा भाई। भाई भाई भविष्यवाणी गलत हो गई या भविष्यवाणी चेंज करके गई वो। आई नकली आर्कन। ओके इसकी आईबॉल चेंज हुई शायद इसको भी पावर देते रहिए। पहले से ज्यादा डार्क है इसकी लेफ्ट साइड की आया है।
What is wrong?
उसका दिखा भाई, उसका दिखा। खत्म।
The soil renewed. The Svina di Rasula old soil can skyship wing. The various people always. Wow, Paimon barely recognizes the people in the report.
What do you think? Pretty
खत्म
enthralling,
खत्म
huh?
खत्म, जो
The
मेन था
value for
खत्म।
these big scoop Edwin's assistant
फाइनली
created a
खत्म हो गया।
and that's exactly. Oh, this time.
चलो भाई, इसको फुल पावर तो देके गई। ये क्या है भाई? एक मिनट कुछ मिला भाई, कुछ तो मिला था, कुछ तो मिला भाई। वो हाइड्रो जैसा बना हुआ, ये क्या है भाई? हियरिंग अमंग द स्टार, a drop of water opened from within the colossal beast to permit watered in the primordial tree of life. ये क्या करना है? इसको कुछ करना है? नहीं ना, ये नाइडा से मिला, ये इससे मिला, ये चिग्नोरा से मिला, रेडन से कुछ नहीं मिला। कोरिना का आंसू है ये। नहीं रे, खत्म हो गया ना? अच्छा नहीं, द फाइनल बाकी है। इधर इधर ही है। वो सब कलेक्शन है। अच्छा चेस्ट है इधर। बाकियाँ किधर चेस्ट है? अबे एरिया 100% है, चेस्ट कहाँ से आ गया इधर? ऊपर है क्या चेस्ट? देखो जरा, खुल जा से नहीं खुल रहा है। अरे तू हट रहे, तेरे बस की बात नहीं। रुक जंगली बेटा, तेरा खंबा बना इधर। अबे तेरी माँ की बनाया खंबा भी आर पार बनाया, यहाँ से चढ़ जाएगा ना। किधर है बच्चे? चेस्ट है क्या? तो जंगली भाई रुक जा जरा। नहीं तो साला यहाँ कोई चेस्ट ही नहीं दिख रहा। तो किधर बता रहा है चेस्ट? फिर से एक बार करके देखो। तो साला ये इधर बता रहा है, मतलब इसके ऊपर क्या है भाई? इसके ऊपर कहाँ से रहेगा चेस्ट? ऊपर कोई जगह भी तो नहीं है। पता नहीं, बाद में देखता हूँ। अब नेवillette को क्वेश्चन पूछेगा। कौन पूछेगा?
I'm here to update myself. Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garun Snej, our resident.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of, but if you don't...
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down.
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole...
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking?
आप traveler है, अच्छा।
Forget it.
I see.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake, you might as well just...
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then
फोटो खिंचा लिए भाई।
How did it go? Was it a good?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more.
कितनी फोटो खींची कि घाटा पे खत्म कर
All right, that should do it.
I think chapter 5 अगले अपडेट में आएगा।
Let's call it a day.
ये chapter 4 था, chapter 5 आना बाकी है।
You're very quick.
Speed is of the also not to.
Wow.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at the Fortress of Merope.
Whoa, you're well.
That's a...
In truth, I told him that it...
You're right.
Stay safe now. and
खत्म। साला खत्म ही नहीं अंदर। तो इसलिए साला ऊपर कैसे दिखा रहा है? देखना पड़ेगा इसके ऊपर चेस्ट, मतलब इधर पे होगा ऊपर चेस्ट, मतलब कहाँ होगा समझ गया मैं। इधर दिखा रहा था चेस्ट। इधर भाई देखते हो मैं चेस्ट है तो इधर पे यदि 100% चेस्ट दिखा रहा फिर भी भाई मेरा पहुंच वहां तक है। ये चेस्ट है यहाँ तो नहीं दिख रहा। तू बराबर पहुंच गया ना इधर ये एरिया। ओके तो चेस्ट यहीं कहीं दिखा रहा है। अब दिख क्यों नहीं रहा मेरे को? मेरे को क्यों नहीं दिख रहा चेस्ट? ये है क्या? ये तो चेस्ट नहीं। इधर चेस्ट कहाँ है चेस्ट? भाई ये पागल हो गया, इधर कहीं चेस्ट ही नहीं है। अरे कुत्ते लोग को छोड़, पहले देख इधर कहीं चेस्ट है क्या? कुत्ते लोग को मारूंगा, कुत्ते ऐसा तुम लोग को भी समझ जाओ। यहाँ चेस्ट बता रहा लेकिन दिख नहीं रहा मेरे को चेस्ट है किधर। मैं अंधा हो गया हूँ, मेरे को चेस्ट नहीं दिख रहा। क्या ये चीज ऊपर है क्या? नहीं यार कहाँ है चेस्ट? हाँ ऐसा कोई चेस्ट है ही नहीं। देखो इधर और पीछे कहीं दिखा रहा है क्या? तो इधर दिखा रहा अंदर। ये अबे इधर ही है ना। वाह वाह
Even better than I imagined. It's my lucky day.
देखो भाई 100% में भी चेस्ट नहीं कर रहा। ये भी चेस्ट ही होगा फिर। इतने फ्लावर यहाँ पड़े तो मतलब चेस्ट का कुछ सवाल पड़ता है। हाँ चेस्ट पड़ा है मतलब ये भी चेस्ट ही था।
Everybody stand back. Things are about to get dicey.
पायरों को पायरों से पीटेंगे। वाह भाई इधर भी चेस्ट है। वाह लो भाई चेस्ट के अंदर चेस्ट।
What do we have here?
देख रहा है भाई? और भी है क्या? और नहीं है। चलो फरीना के घर पे चले। ये यहाँ का है जो ऊपर वाला है ना, नीचे वाले में, नीचे वाले में। फरीना एट द एंड मर गई। फरीना नहीं मरी रे। असली आइडो आर्कर मर गया। फरीना तो बस उसकी बनाई हुई कठपुतली थी, इंसानी रूप। एट द एंड पहला आर्कॉन है जो आते मर गया सीधा।
Take it easy.
We once thought the fortress, you've got a set schedule, guaranteed. Oh, you mean Risley? Well, he does look kind of intimidating. He's actually, Paimon wonders how he's like with the people. Yeah.
Excuse me?
Huh?
Excuse me?
वो नवी डब्बे में कोई बंदे लगता है।
Nope, Paimon wasn't dreaming. There's someone over there for sure. But,
Did you hear my call? Thanks.
why are you hiding in here anyway? If we hadn't happened to pass...
It's a bit complicated. Can we not talk about that for now?
Whoa, that...
No!
Just your... Huh. Wait, Paimon gets it! Something must have happened to your hair! Sorry, you just need your hair...
I think you... It's a soft... I think it's real...
Don't worry...
ओके ये अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ। चैप्टर 4 एक्ट 5 फाइनल चालू है अभी। फाइनल में इतना खत्म ही नहीं हुआ अभी तक।
I'm really sorry to bother you like this. Please.
अब तो भी इसको आग लगाओ क्या?
again, huh? There's a real nostalgia.
Looks like you've been missing it.
Duke! Did you?
Of course. I'm here to welcome.
It's an honor to.
No need to thank.
Of course, of course.
All right then. This way.
Hey, no need to.
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want.
Sir, please.
But it.
No, I.
Now, I might not look it, but I act the boat that brought. Still, if I might.
I have to apologize, but that ship is present.
Really?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or perhaps you'd like to take another photo of this couple of researchers?
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, two souls.
Is my hair messed up?
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to...
Ah.
Hey, Miss Charlotte.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been...
Same old, same old.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided...
You're too kind.
I see.
He sure did what...
I'll tell them that they're...
Oh.
What change can there be? As to what Miss Furina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the...
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a...
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be an...
Maybe. All right. Last stop, the docks.
इधर चलना डक्स 2-3 हजार किलोमीटर दूर कहाँ भाई वाह शुरुआत से जहाँ से आए थे वहीं जाना है फाइनली पहुँच गए एक मिनट गाइस नेलेड आर्कोन का प्लेस लेगा क्या पता नहीं पर नहीं लेगा क्योंकि वो बोल के गई ना इसको हाइड्रो आर्कोन ने बोल के गई ना कि उसको मेरे जैसा ही पूरा पावर वगैरह दी हूँ सॉरी 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 कोई वालों को पूछना जरा
Navia mentioned that she stayed.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket? What sort of gadget? It's a wondrous trick a friend. You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine? To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have...
You sure are working hard to help Fremine social...
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to...
Yes, I was planning to first introduce...
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out.
Lynette, could you come over?
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of... Father says that...
that's a...
Oh, I guess after Lady...
A diplomatic...
Yes, I was quite... It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord... Furthermore, Father...
Well, that's...
I would agree. I suspect you'll...
But back to...
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster...
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads...
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
ये कौन है? ये कौन आया भाई? Father?
Well, what do you
इसका
know?
बाप लड़की
Come to the
कैसा?
docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in
father बोल
Fontaine
रहा हूँ.
too much mind. I would have done them regardless.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world.
Yes, अभी रुक गए.
Switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely on it forever? As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh? You...
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels I'll need to report to take a photo of you.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Father की बोल रहा है, लड़की
She
है वो.
has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled...
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon, you take one too.
To move things
pocket?
about?
That's right. I guess this must be... Alright then.
Magic pocket मेरा कौन सा pocket भाई?
Shall we go see how Neuvillette's doing? As long as he's not so busy that he just...
भाई इतना दूर नेवलेट क्या कर रहा है?
Take it easy.
अच्छा, अरे मदर भी तो बोल सकते हैं. फिर से बाहर निकलना है. क्यों भाई बाहर क्यों निकलना है? हाँ इधर है साला. नेवलेट पीछे खड़ा है.
The entrance to the fortress! Ooh, he really is there! So, you really are here, Neuvillette! Paimon didn't think you were going to have...
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain some things that I haven't had the time to before.
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us on your mind, what with you being busy. Alright, let's have it then.
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it finally comes time to say them out loud.
Whoa. So that's what happened? Focalord destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you. transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon sovereign. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to save the Fontanians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea, with constitutions similar to that of mimics. But so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this planet. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans, and thus would naturally no longer be dissolved by water from the primordial sea.
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to making the prophecy appear to have come true while saving everyone. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fossilor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro Archon's wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. I have investigated his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance, he awakened the all-devouring narwhal. But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause. As for the judgment passed by the... whether it was due to that liability by association, or Fossilor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that he would be able to hold the creature off.
Guess Fossilor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks to her that they finally became real humans.
अब उसने सवाल पूछने बोला है खाना मंगाने
Life has always flowed like water.
Yeah, Lynette said the...
In truth, even those couples, those Oceanids who were... Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Hang on. When we spoke, we guessed that they're...
So regarding this specific issue, I was... In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface. It went something like this.
कहाँ था भाई काला हो गया स्क्रीन पूरा
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on. You hurry over soon as well, all right, neuvillette?
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference. I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Well, that much is true. After Fossilor's divinity faded, she handed her gnosis to me. But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner that you just did.
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, I got from him. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense, which is why there are so many problems in our attempts to communicate with humans. Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the answer on to you next time.
Next time, you believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
भाई अभी नोसिस इसके पास पड़ा मतलब आर्को नहीं है.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not, I wanted to pass that information on to you.
The remains of the third descender? So that's what the Gnosis actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to the Fatui.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk by keeping it here. I had guessed that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as special compatibility, right? No, let's not think about this stuff right now. It just feels creepy comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that way.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
All right. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yes. All of Focalor's efforts were for this moment as well.
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god, and she suffered through all those years as a human. Was that really what she wanted?
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god's will. I suspect not. But once in a while I too would guess that if wishes were like the clouds in the sky, they will one day return to the earth as raindrops. Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what ultimately is the difference between the rains that fall upon all of us?
खत्म. Finally. अभी बचा कुछ? नहीं, खत्म. Quest खत्म हुआ finally.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right! They say you've given it to the knave as a diplomatic gift or something.
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done much for us during this crisis. Their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Gnosis. The Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
कितना ही भी लगेगा 5,000 आपके लिए कुछ भी नहीं आया साले मेरे लिए बहुत कुछ है.
To them out of gratitude to the knave and as an apology to Child.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide, so all I can do is tell you what I know about that land.
Natlan कौन सा है
As far as
भाई?
I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons? You mean like you?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there. Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravages those lands like an undying flame. There is one
तो
other piece of
पारो रीजन के
information I
बारे में
got
बता रहा भाई
incidentally
ये।
from my negotiations with the Knave that I believe may be useful to you. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of war.
The captain. Sounds like a real tough customer. Seriously, everywhere you look, there's a Fatui Harbinger doing their thing.
I suggest that you fully prepare yourself before going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine's doors will always be open to you.
नेटलैंड पारो
Ask away.
रीजन नेटलैंड
I
नाम
will
से
tell
आएगा,
you the
ओके?
truth as I know it. I suggest that you fully prepare.
नेटलैंड भाई, ड्रैगन लोग की जगह, वो भाई, ओ भाई। ये कौन से एरिया में है? ये क्या है? सुन रहा है? नया रीजन भाई, नेटलैंड। रेडी हो जाओ, प्रिपेयर हो जाओ भाई। एक मिनट में आया सुसु करके।
Good roll. All right, maybe I'll take one more day off and knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to it. I got a new letter from an informant. Looks like the situation has changed again.
बाबा काट डालूंगा सबको वाह। ये सबको पता है, आपको छोड़ के वसीम भाई। अरे मेरे को नहीं पता था भाई, मैं तक पहले से लीक्स वगैरह नहीं देखता, मैं जो खेलता वही करता। तू बोलते ना यूट्यूब से देख कर लो, ये सब देखो, मैं नहीं देख। जो करता अपनी मर्जी से करता, जो सुनता अपनी मर्जी से सुनता। चलो भाई, ये खत्म हुआ फाइनली। कुछ है मेरे पास कंडेंस वगैरह पड़ा तो मैं यूज़ कर। 4 कंडेंस पड़ा हुआ यार, और ये ख़त्म होने वाला है 3 दिन में। तो क्या किया जाए? किया जाए, ये कर लेते हैं। एक विश मार दो, एक विश मार दो। अच्छा चल, तेरे लिए एक विश मार सकता हूँ, एक सिंगल विश मार सकता हूँ तेरे लिए। बस बस एक विश मार दिया। तूने बोला एक विश मार दो, मैंने मार दिया। अब नथी। अरे यार क्यों ना, इधर ये क्या कर रहा है? हाइड्रोडेंड्रो को इसको यूज करना चाहिए। जरा देखो जरा भाई, कॉन्सलेशन 5 हो गया, एक कॉन्सलेशन का आ गया, फिर कॉन्सलेशन 6 कब होगा? मतलब एक आर्कन क्वेस्ट बाकी है। एक आर्कन क्वेस्ट बाकी है, मतलब कॉन्सलेशन 6 होने के लिए। चलो इसको यूज करके देखते हैं ना, कोई आर्टिफैक्ट देता है उसको। वेल्डेड ड्रीम दे दूँ? ना 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 ना, 4 रुपीज देना पड़ेगा। 4 रुपीज क्या दूँ उसको? चलो देखते हैं। ऐसे देखते हैं। क्रिट डैमेज शुरू करने तो अच्छा क्रिट डैमेज वाला पीस लगा देता हूँ।
You want me on your team?
I've been waiting for you for ages.
चेक करते हैं। बोल रहा सारी उड़ा दे रहा है।
I see everything.
Stabilize. I will have order.
I'm going in.
Very good damage.
Gather.
Adventure.
Hey.
Let's light it up.
Solidify. Go. Stabilize.
I see everything.
Water jet.
देख क्रिट रेट तो है अच्छा खासा, फिर भी क्यों कम दे रहा है?
Solidify. Stabilize. This is order.
Everybody stand back.
Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands.
Wipe out.
ये गेम अटक गया भाई, गेम अटक रहा है। ये क्या सीन हो रहा है भाई? ये क्या हो गया? गेम अटक गया।
Gather.
Hey.
Water jet. Stabilize.
I see everything. Hey.
Teamwork is dreamwork.
क्या है भाई ये कुछ काम का नहीं यार। मिनिमम 70 क्रेडिट सारे कैरेक्टर को चाहिए। भाई जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करता रहे, बेकार हो रहा है। जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करूं।
All right, amuse me.
I see everything.
Emerge, a sight to behold. Right here, right now, right here.
Everyone hold hands.
Yeah!
Hey!
A bond is strong. Right now, emerge, right here.
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom. Yeah! Everyone hold hands.
Right now.
फेल दिया भाई।
I'm always watching. Emerge, right here, emerge.
क्या भारी डैमेज ले रहा, देख रहा ट्रैवलर। जात का एक पीस अच्छा नहीं मिलता।
Hey!
This way.
Wipe out!
Right now, right here. I'll settle this.
Water jet!
A bond is strong.
I see everything. Make yourselves at home. Everyone hold hands.
Emerge, right now.
Bombs away!
पड़ गए ट्रैवलर को।
No I'm mad. Emerge, right now.
ये अल्लाह नेवलेट सब फेल इसके सामने। हाँ भाई चलो एक तो क्रिट का पेज दिया। वैसे मार सकता है। अच्छा दिखाओ तेरे को, रुक जा, मैं करके दिखाता तेरे को, रुक जा। मैं तेरे को ना अच्छा बुल करके दिखाता हूँ। पीस पड़ा हुआ है मेरे पास, नेवलेट का पीस इधर है। वाह, देख रहा है, नेवलेट निकालू इसमें तो मजा आ जाएगा भाई, नेवलेट के लिए पीस पड़ा हुआ है। अब तू डैमेज देख।
Emerge, right here. Stand with me.
Sharing my knowledge.
Yeah. Go.
11,000 दे रहा देख।
Hey! This way! Out of my way!
Everyone hold hands.
Right now. Emerge, right now.
I see everything.
Go.
Hey! Make yourselves at home.
Bombs away. Water jet.
देख खत्म। देखा, खत्म। पहले तेरी औकात मेरे हट। तू ना जिसका सामान लिया वापस उसको दे, तेरी कोई औकात नहीं है। दे रिटर्न दे, सब रिटर्न दे साले। रिटर्न कर। सब रिटर्न कर दिया ना। चल भाई थोड़ा सा भी वैलो खेल लेते हैं। गेम लैग हो गया था बीच में यार, पता नहीं कैसे। आर्कन क्वेस्ट कंप्लीट हो गया क्या? हाँ जस्ट अभी कंप्लीट हुआ भाई। ये क्या सीन है भाई? वैलोरेंट भी नहीं चालू हो रहा। सेम भाई, बहुत मस्त था। हाँ बहुत मस्त था भाई। वो जो लास्ट में कैरेक्टर आई ना, वो किसकी मास्टर, चाइल्ड की मास्टर भाई। भाई उसको प्लेएबल बनाना चाहिए, मजा आ जाएगा यार खेलने। हाँ लाइक अ मूवी। हाँ भाई सही बोला। पर एक चीज साला बहुत अजीब लगी यार, फाउंटेन में जितने भी ह्यूमन है साले फेक है सब। ओशनेट है साले, सबको ओशनेट तो ह्यूमन बनाया गया है। यार वो आर्कन मर गई है, गलत है यार, आर्कन को मरना नहीं चाहिए था। सेक्रीफाइस की चल समझ में आता है, लेकिन पहले ही नेविलेट का पूरा पावर अनलॉक कर देती तो शायद मरने की जरूरत भी नहीं होती थी। योइना का एचपी सैंड एंड एचपी गॉबलेट दे दो, 300% डैमेज इंक्रीज हो जाएगा। अच्छा कुछ भी। अरे नहीं, ये पहली आर्को है ना जो रियल फॉर्म में मर गई है। और वो फ्लोरिना तो साली ह्यूमन है, वो तो खाली पपेट भी नहीं कर सकते। पपेट को ह्यूमन फॉर्म में रखी है उसने उसको, खाली इतना दिया उसको थोड़ा पावर कि वो जिंदा रह सके, बस 500 सालों से जिंदा है वो भी। चलो थोड़ा अभी वैलोरेंट खेलता हूँ यार, बस बहुत देर से खेल रहा था। एक यही एक जोंगली है जो बेचारा है अभी तक के सही सलामत है, कोई पपेट नहीं कोई कुछ नहीं। बट वो भी सफर की 500 इयर्स ड्रामेटिक पार्ट। हाँ वो तो की यार उसने, लेकिन दिमाग बच्चों वाला था, उसने बराबर बोल दिया नोवेलेट पे कि उसको बच्चे ऐसा दिमाग क्यों दिया। मेरे को वो बात पे हंसी आ गई। और सही में जैसा पहले इसने वो की एक्टिंग, वो बच्चे लोग की तरह ही था, और अभी भी बच्चे लोग की तरह ही एक्टिंग करती है। पर ये तो हो गया भाई, वो और कौन नहीं है, बस उसकी क्या बोलते हैं, शैडो बोल सकते हैं, आर्कन का शैडो है इसके अंदर, बस ह्यूमन फॉर्म में। पपेट भी एक तरफ से बोलना बेकार रहेगा। हाँ यार गूस बम तो आ गया था, वो मेरे को भी अच्छा नहीं लगा जब वो मरी है। वो भी बेचारी लास्ट में फाइनल डांस दिखा के मरी है। पर ये अच्छा कि उसने नेवलेट का फुल पावर ओपन कर दी, उसको पूरा पावर अनलॉक कर दी उसका। आई एम एक्चुअली क्राइंग। ये तो है यार, क्योंकि वो पहली आर्कन है जिसने पूरा पहली आर्कन है जो डेड हुई है। अभी तक कोई भी आर्कन मरा नहीं है, ये पहली आर्कन है जो मरी है।
Match found.
अच्छा था यार, पिछले बाकी आर्कन क्वेस्ट से ना, फाउंटेन के जो पिछले एक्ट थे वो एक्ट से लाख गुना अच्छा ही एक्ट करने में भी इंटरेस्टिंग लग रहा था, स्टोरी भी इंटरेस्टिंग थी, मजा आ रहा था भाई देख के एकदम। लास्ट का कट सीन नेविलेट का जो रोते हुए जाता है भाई, मतलब क्या बोलूं उसको, इमोशनल होके जाता है ऊपर, पूरा बारिश होते रहती है आर्कन का मरने के बाद, वो सीन भी काफी मस्त लगा। जेनेसिस का क्या सीन है अभी? जेनेसिस अभी नेविलेट के पास है, मेरे ख्याल से एक एक्ट और आएगा चैप्टर 5, तब जाके वो किसी और के हाथ में हैंडेड ओवर करेगा। नावे के हाथ में शायद दे वो अगले एक्ट में, लेकिन अभी फिलहाल उसके पास ही है, नेविलेट के पास ही है, जेनेसिस उसका पड़ा हुआ। उसने मरने से पहले उसको दे दी थी वो। न्यू कैरेक्टर लो, ओके। नावे का साथ कुछ डील हुई था ना उसके बाद? नहीं, नावे के साथ अभी तक डील नहीं हुई है। अगले एक्ट में शायद उसके साथ डील होगी। अभी फिलहाल उसकी कोई डील नहीं हुई, आगे फ्यूचर में बात करने बोल रहा है वो, अगर हुआ तो। फिलहाल अभी उसके साथ कोई डील नहीं हुई है। ट्रैवलर बोल रहा था उसको देने के लिए, लेकिन वो बोला अभी ना आई, बाद में डील होगी तो बताना। ले साला, उसने रुद्रा ने पहले ही बुक मार लिया। अरे क्या बोले यार, चलो सेज खेल लेते हैं। मैं थ्रो कर रहा तो मैं ले ही नहीं रहा। और अच्छा था यार, आपको कुछ अच्छा। मेरे ख्याल से एक्ट 5 में वो नई लड़की जो दिखाई ना, मास्टर चाइल्ड की मास्टर, शायद उसका कुछ सीन रहेगा। उसके बाद नेथलैंड का कुछ सीन दिखाएगा आई थिंक। चैप्टर 5 में शायद दिखाया उसका नेथलैंड का थोड़ा सीन। फर्स्ट टाइम पति ने हेल्प की फाउंटेन पीपल की। हाँ, पहली बार पति ने हेल्प किया है। खास करके चाइल्ड बेचारा कब से वो वेल से लड़ रहा था, और वेल उसका ही पपेट है, पेट है, सॉरी नहीं, उसके मास्टर का पेट है वो वेल, जो यहाँ आ गया था भाई। वो जो लास्ट में आई ना, क्या नाम है, क्रिक नाम की जो बंदी आई ना भाई, उसको प्लेबल बनाना चाहिए, मजा आएगा। ठीक है, बहुत पावरफुल लग रही वो देखने में। नेवलेट ने भी थैंक यू बोला उसको, और क्या चाहिए, ये बात तो सही है। चाइल्ड को उसने बोला ना, विजय जब चाइल्ड लड़ता है वेल से, बाद में उसको अंदर पुश करते हैं, फिर वापस चाइल्ड थक के वापस अंदर गिरता तो बोलता है वो कि वो कब से लड़ रहा होगा इससे, इसलिए तो थक के गया है भाई। थैंक्स टू ये ज़्यादा टाइम दिया उसके लिए, तो ज़्यादा टाइम इसकी वजह से टाइम मिला है अपने को। और बोलता अगर ये नहीं होता तभी तक का और ज़्यादा टाइम रहता ही नहीं था अपने पास। फिर से और शिप वाला सीन अनएक्सपेक्टेड था, वाटर वाला। अरे यार वो काफी एकदम सिनेमैटिक, जब लास्ट का जो फाउंटेन डूबता है ना, वो मजा आती है यार देखने में। एकदम बोलते ना, एक रियल जैसा एक एनिमेटेड मूवी देख रहे हैं आप। कुछ नहीं भाई बोलना, इस बार का कुछ ज़्यादा ही अच्छा बना है इसमें। ये इस बार में मैंने ये बोल सकता हूँ कि यार होए वाले ने अच्छा काम किया है इस पर। बकवास तो नहीं किया पिछली बार के एक्ट की तरह, लेकिन ये एक्ट काफ़ी अच्छा बनाया उन लोगों ने। बट यार नाविया के लिए बहुत बुरा लगा कि वो भी ओसेनेड, इसलिए नाविया ओसेनेड है वो भी, इसलिए बेचारी पानी में गिरती है वो भी, सब दिख जाते हैं उसको ओसेनेड वगैरह। फाउंटेन के पूरे पीपल ओसेनेड है सब, सबको ह्यूमन बनाया गया है।
Gadgets! I don't need exploding cameras again. Cleanable so
Need equipment.
वो भी सीन मस्त लगता है जब नावी गिरती है ना, नाविया गिरती है ना जब पानी में, ट्रैवलर कूदता है उसके लिए मस्त लगा वो भी देखने में।
ये गाइस,
अरे जाना रे, कौन बोल रहा है रे?
नहीं जड़ो कैसे हाय बोल रहे हो? अस्सलाम वालेकुम कर
ग्राउंड में घुस जाऊंगा चुप रहे।
तो चालू होगा टॉप। बोल भी नहीं रहे आगे बंदे।
मैंने हक दिया।
Focusing.
You indeed हक दिया।
Making cover. Stand aside.
अरे लो ना पिक साले, छुप के बैठे रहो अंदर। छुप के बैठे रहो साले, छुप के बैठे रहो खाली।
Last player standing.
ऐसे छुप के बैठे रहो, मारेगा ना बेटा।
Spike planted.
मेरा ग्रेनेड हक दिया मैंने।
अबे भाई मैंने भी साउंड दिया जोर से जब वो पानी में गिरी। रियली देख
Pay attention. I learned something.
तो स्ट्रीम देख, मेरे मुंह से भी आवाज निकल गई थी जब वो गिरी।
सॉरी माय बैड।
ऑल गुड भाईजान, ऑल गुड।
इको कर लो, फुल इको कर लो, नेक्स्ट ट्राई होगा, फुल इको कर लो।
अबे दल्लो तुम्हारी बहन की दूध।
आइसो
चुप करना।
आइसो फुल इको।
ये बीरो मां के दूध मिल रहा है। सबको म्यूट करना पड़ेगा, गालियां बहुत दे रहे।
आ गए मिड, आ गए भाई।
Show me a target. Making cover.
Enemy spotted B.
Bench.
Destabilizer. Show me a target.
Spike planted.
Reloading.
Last player standing.
चलो नेक्स्ट फाइट आराम से चलो।
Flawless.
अरे हेड पड़ी थी इसको। आरएनजी कर रहे हैं।
Sage, remember that you can't save everyone.
Like
We save who we can.
हाँ भाई, स्पाइडरमैन सीधी था जब मार के पता बचाता रही।
नेट वॉल कर ही देना। खेल लो।
भाई मिड पे बॉल नहीं करी थी यार लास्ट गेम पे, तुमने कब्जा कर लिया मेरा।
तू आजा ब्रेम, आजा इधर आजा।
Take them one by one.
इन लोग खाली बकबक वाले हैं भाई, खेलने वाला कोई नहीं है।
नो नो नो, बहन इज हराम।
लोग खाली बकचोद लोग हैं जो मेरी टीम में।
3-4
स्टिंग दे रहा।
Focusing.
Very good bump.
Spike down A.
Stopping fire.
Who's next?
Last player standing.
ब्रेम कैसा?
Forgive me if I overextend. Old habit.
ये लोग गालियाँ इतनी ज्यादा की देते, गोलियाँ बहुत कम है। अरे ये लोग ऐसे ही है, ये टीममेट मिलते ना सब बेकार मिल गया। ये देखो ना अपने डेलस पे म्यूलेस और सिल्वर लास्ट तक प्रोटेक्ट किए उसको। नेवलेट
Right here.
की एंट्री भी सही थी।
ये खाली छोड़ दिया। मिड
मेडा गेम में मेडा का खेलना साले, खेल तो पहला। नाइस फाइटिंग।
Fake that.
Someone is B.
Breaking them.
क्या देख रहे हो साले? हेवन का मुंह देख लो खाली तुम लोग।
कैसे साइड मर रहे हो यार?
तुम देखोगे तो ना।
Out of here.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
मैंने
Shoot the
एक
bad
लिखा
guys.
और
How's
आपने
that for a plan?
डाला पड़ा।
चलो साइड सुनो, फाइट ही मतलब उनको मिड लेने दो। बी
Need
दो बी
equipment.
साइड खेलो और
Thanks.
3 ए साइड खेलो। साइड ए साइड।
काय सामान की से
तो साइफर का उधर सेटअप है, वहीं
फ्लोरिना
पे
का क्या
तीन लोग
होगा?
दो लोग
मैं तो बोल ही रहा हूँ।
पता नहीं, अब वो तो बोल के गई है, खुद इसको खुद झेलना पड़ेगा। झेलेगी पर उसको भी पावर दे के गई है ना।
Show me a target.
ए पे 2 हैं।
हेवन केयर अपना बी पे तो दे।
स्मोक देने आ रहा हूँ आगे तो।
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Nice.
Not one left standing.
इसका मिशन कंप्लीट हो गया।
Let us use our sight to our
अब जिएगी
advantage.
ह्यूमन फॉर्म में।
I need a gun.
ह्यूमन बन के जिएगी।
मेरे को लग रहा है बी का
भागी कहीं नहीं है।
साइफर अकेला एक
नेवलेट संभालेगा ना।
हेवन खेल इधर।
There.
I need a gun. I need a gun.
बस
और वो सेज मिड वॉल।
सेज भाई बाय कर ले।
我进入状态了。
रीले देख रहा है भाई, रीले देख रहा है।
Destabilizing.
Next.
केजे मिड है।
Reloading.
Breaking them.
हार्बर रेस वॉल लगाई उसने।
अरे ऐसे ये क्या
उधर फाइट नहीं लो ना ऐसे यार।
Stopping fire.
कहां फाइट किया?
Focusing.
मिड खाली छूटा हुआ है।
ए हेवन घुस चुके हैं, उधर हो सकते हैं।
ए हेवन
इधर उसने वो लगाया है ऑर्ब, जिसकी थ्रू गोलियां नहीं जाती।
Over there. Focusing. Over there.
भी आ गए ऑन साइड। बी प्लांटिंग।
Spike planted.
राइट कॉर्नर दो।
एक हेवन पे।
You will not kill my allies.
120 हेवन।
सेव कर सेव कर सेव कर। कर भाई क्यों खेलते गेम पता नहीं है अगर ये well played save.
Careful now.
Last player standing.
गन ले ले सेज, गन ले ले तुम्हें क्या किया है?
Remember to talk to each other out there. If we communicate, we win.
केजे आउट पे खेलेगा वो लोग, स्लो खेलो। पर तो अकेला ये होल्ड कर सकता है।
केजे के अल्ट से मैं अल्ट कर सकता हूँ अगर एक और मिल गया तो।
हाँ ठीक है, तो तू ये खेल, तू ए हेवन खेल और साइफर ए साइड खेल, मैं और राइट साइड बी खेल। अभी तो सेज का वॉल भी है अपने पास। मुझे थोड़ा फाइट लेना पड़ेगा भाई, अभी पे
Breaking them.
फाइट मत ले से फाइट।
एमेन पे दो।
Who's next?
ईसो यही है।
मेरे पास
They found my wire.
पूरा पीछे से आ रहा हूँ मैं।
Got one. Someone is A. Reload.
Show me a target.
Spike planted.
हेलो भाई लोगों।
Reloading.
Stim beacon down.
Save कर लो।
Enemy down.
Last player standing.
फिर इसके बाजू में बैठा।
चांस नहीं है भाई जीतने का।
कुछ भी बोलो, नेक्स्ट टाइम से कैरेक्टर स्टोरी कुछ भी
आइसो को मारना पड़ेगा भाई।
अल्लाह हर के बीच में कैरेक्टर स्टोरी को भी कंप्लीट करना पड़ता। हाँ यार, मेरा भी वही सीन था। मैंने 2 ऐसे किया, लेने वाला 2 बार करना पड़ा मेरे को, थोड़ा थोड़ा करके। तो मैंने पूरा नहीं किया, थोड़ा सा करके छोड़ दिया जहाँ तक तो उसको चाहिए था।
None of my stuff has malfunctioned yet. Can we celebrate that?
एक चलो क्या? ये लग रहा है क्या वापस?
तुम दोनों साथ खेलो ना, आइसो और रेस, तुम दोनों साथ खेलो ना, ग्रेनेड और वर्नेबल करो ना साथ में।
आइसो मैं थोड़ा आगे खेल रहा हूँ, कवर देना है तो दे देना। आजा आ गया।
वो यहाँ वर्नेबल डाल के ना यहाँ एकदम डाल देना।
पॉप करो।
ए पे वॉल लाइक।
I suggest you move.
Enemy down.
अमेजिंग अल्टवीर जी।
इधर देख।
कोई नहीं है।
34 है अभी यार, उधर क्या कॉल नहीं था। आए हेवन तक आ गया।
तीनों हेवन।
अरे आइसो, उस एज को वर्नेबल कर दिया।
They found my wire.
पकड़ आके मेरे सामने गया तो मैं क्या करूं?
Last player standing.
क्या करूं अब?
जिंदा रहो, फाइट क्यों करना है तुम्हें?
दूसरी साइड चले जाओ।
फाइट क्यों करना है? पीछे से बैक स्टैब आ रहा है, मतलब तो एक साइड देखना है अपने को।
If they try something.
क्या फाइट ले रहे हो? एम तो टट्टी है अपना। आइस और सेज है, शॉट ले रहे, 2 और 1 किल पे बैठे दोनों।
Satchel out.
ये शांति है।
Multiple enemies B.
Making cover.
पीछे हो जाना रेस, वो कर रहा हूँ, वॉल स्मोक दे रहा हूँ।
Reloading.
No charge.
Enemy spotted B.
Focus.
साइड है।
वाह, 140 दिया तो भी नहीं मार पाया उसको।
Spike planted.
वो असली है या नहीं?
क्या?
Last player standing.
चलो चलता हो, गुड नाइट।
Every fight is a lesson.
हैप्पी धनतेरस भाई, गुड नाइट।
तो आइसो के साथ कॉल पे खेल ले तो भी बहुत काम हो जाएगा।
कुछ नहीं हो रहा है ना भाई।
Destabilizing.
Get him.
Show me a target.
Spike down mid.
कुछ भी मार रहा है ये जगह में, कुछ भी मार रहा है भाई।
आइसो को फाइट ही लेना है भाई।
स्पाइक मिड पे सेज है रो।
सिटी के
80
Fire in the hole!
Stim beacon here.
Last player standing.
ये जगह में कुछ भी मार रहा है।
Spike planted.
हमारा हर राउंड उनको फर्स्ट पिक मिल रहा है, हर राउंड। एक राउंड ऐसा नहीं कि उनको फर्स्ट पिक।
Let's ruin their day.
हर राउंड। अभी भी उनको अभी तक साइट आई नहीं है, आइसो फाइट ले रहे हैं टीम लोग से। अभी क्या बोलते हैं?
फाइट नहीं लेना ना, आइसो बैठना यार पीछे। डिफेंड कर रहा है, अटैकिंग में दिखा ली जितना एग्रेशन दिखाना है।
आइसो देख नो इट टू यू ब्रो, तो फर्स्ट टाइम आइसो खेल रहा है क्या?
ना माइक पे कोई कॉल दे रहा है ना कुछ।
हाँ भाई ठीक है ब्रो,
समझ खेल रहा हूँ। नहीं ये कॉमन चीज है, कोई भी चीज तो खेलेगा, डिफेंडिंग में होल्ड करेगा, पुश करेगा। मेरे को इतना
होल्ड कर, वही बोल रहा हूं कब से।
ए पे गोलियां चला रही हैं 3 लोग।
ए पे है, स्मोक दे दे।
ए पे दोनों डुएलिस्ट।
Enemy spotted A.
Show me a target.
Gunner.
Enemy spotted A.
Focusing.
Spike down
Over
A.
there.
एक और रन।
एक दोनों फेक यूज कर लिया उसने।
One enemy remaining.
Spike spotted A.
ओडिन उठा ले भाई, ओडिन उठा ले।
Reloading.
Last round before the switch.
Can I get a drop? We cannot keep our goods after this. Spend all.
थोड़े पैसे बचा के दे दे।
Thanks.
मैं अल्ट मार रहा हूँ।
वो अल्टरनेट साइड सेट कर रहे हैं, भी हो सकते हैं। देख ले पर। आवाज सुन के अल्ट करना है थोड़ी सी।
हाँ तो ये अगर ये ट्राई कर सकते हैं इधर।
अच्छा स्टेज वॉल डाल के पीक नहीं लेना ऊपर से, डेंजर।
No distraction.
नहीं साउंड।
You will not
Well
kill
fought.
my allies.
मिड पे एक है।
इसके बे
ऑल भी
Reloading.
Satchel out.
Tack.
Over there. Over there.
Enemy spotted B.
और एक है।
Last player standing.
दोनों आराम से। आइसो 118 है।
राइट में चिप जा।
You should run.
हाँ चिप जा, वो आएगा प्लांट करना है। तेरे एंगल नहीं सोचेगा।
अभी 50-50 है वो। तेरे को क्लियर करा तो करा, नहीं तो इजी।
मर जाएगा चल।
One enemy remaining. Clutch.
बहुत बढ़िया।
I have a reputation to maintain.
Switching sides.
Stay in range of my stim beacon. We'll mow them down.
अपन अगर बी जा रहे हैं, एक बैक स्टैप देखो, बैक स्टैप आएगा, ये जाएगा, एक बैक स्टैप
नहीं जाना चाहिए, बी केजे के लिए होल्ड करना आसान है।
ये जाते हैं, कमिट क्या जरूरत नहीं है, बैक स्टैप कोई ना कोई आएगा ही, उनके हराम के पिल्ले इसका आएगा। और योरू उनका अच्छा खेल रहा है, योरू को मारो, गेम अपना है। मैं ब्लॉक जोड़। साउंड मत दो। तेज, तेरा वॉल का नहीं लिया। ठीक है वंदनी
और तरुण नहीं आया। हाँ नहीं आया, बोला था कल।
Reloading. Enemy spotted.
Smoke's down. Stim beacon down.
Enemy spotted A.
3 लोग आ गए साइड।
Good at
Reloading.
Reloading.
Show me a target.
Reloading.
Planted the spike.
प्लान करते हैं सब एक साइड रहोगे
Reloading.
मेन पे है, मेन पे है।
वाह
My camera is
चलते चलते मार रहे
वॉल तोड़ रहे उसको मार वॉल तोड़ रहे
Last player standing.
पांचों जन एक ही एंगल देखे के भाई कैसे खेलने वाले हैं
रैम्स कोई गए नहीं था ना इस राउंड।
पांचों एक जगह पे है पांचों 3 लोग ब्लू बॉक्स के पीछे छुपे हैं वो स्पैम में मर गए 2 लोग तो अपने
I'm ready.
ब्लू बॉक्स के पीछे छुपना तो बेवकूफ़ी है भाई।
सुन ए दिखाओ वापस मैं स्पाइक दे दो मैं ट्राई कर रहा है एक नया चीज़ है तुम लोग ए दिखाओ मैं बी प्लांट ओपन प्लांट दूंगा वांदा नहीं आएगा बहुत लेट दूंगा मैं के ना दूं
केजे ना पकड़ दे नहीं होती है।
घूम के रैंप आके आएंगे ना तब मैं बी प्लांट करेगा स्लो बी भाग रहे भाई बी आ रहे बी पुश कर रहे बी पुश कर रहे ये करो
केजे
Enemy spotted A.
टाके
Eagle-eyed. Destabilizing.
One enemy remaining.
Planted.
मेन हेवन
वो सिटी पुश कर रहा है तो यहीं रुक।
Grenade.
हेवन ही है अभी से।
If pain is a lesson, I learned a lot.
Drink some water, reload your mags, and let's get back out there.
सुनो अभी जाओ नेट पे पीछे स्पाइक अभी तुम ऐसे ही खेलना पड़ेगा या मैं मिड से आ जाऊंगा ओपन प्लान देना ट्राई ये प्लान मैं अगर हेवन से आ पाऊँ तो मैं ये देख पाऊँ ट्राई करना वरना नहीं है अरे मेरे साथ मत हाँ ठीक है
पानी नहीं देख रहा इससे
अरे क्यों
Someone is B.
ए सुन
स्मोक करो साइड में।
Enemy spotted.
Making cover.
Smoke's down.
Barrier.
Beacon down.
Focusing.
Reloading.
One
स्मोक में अंदर
enemy
आएगा।
remaining. Spike down B.
We got 5.
Healing.
That's bingo.
Prepare yourself. We fight once again.
ये सुनो अभी मैं तुम्हारे साथ ही कमिट करना अभी कमिट करने जा रहा हूँ कैसे किधर कमिट करना है बोलो
क्या क्या रिपीट कर सकते हैं एक बारी?
कमिट करना है ये साइड
कौन सा करना है? ए बी जहाँ पे मिला है वहाँ।
हाँ चलो वी पे ट्राई करो अभी साथ में रहना ऑल टुगेदर
तो स्मोक कर दूँ क्विक फिर?
मंकी टुगेदर स्ट्रांग
Stopping fire.
हम लोग स्टॉल हो गए पीछे भी। रेज अकेला थे।
Show me a target.
Reloading.
लो है 140 हार्बर 140।
अबे कुछ भी मार रहा है कुछ भी।
ट्रैप लगा दिया मैंने पुश करेंगे तो फंस जाएंगे
हील चाहिए
बैकस्टैप भी लगा है और ये दोनों यही हैं
I must wait a moment.
सीटी पे था आखिरी हेवन गया होगा
एक साइट है ऑलरेडी।
One enemy remaining.
हार्बर साइड था।
प्लांट का
Out of charges.
Planted the spike. My ultimate is ready.
Heaven.
Time for a break. Where will they go this time?
अभी देखा उनके साथ 3 राउंड में 3 डिप हो चुके हैं।
Reloading.
एक बार मैं भी गया, एक बार ये गया, एक बार कमिट किए। अभी हम लोग ऐसा नहीं सोचेंगे वो डेविल हो। अब होल्डिंग गेम है। अभी एक ट्राई करो पिक लेने की। अच्छा एक मर गया, बैक सीधा पीछे। नो फाइट, सीधा पीछे। अगर उसका ये ले सकते हो तो ठीक है, ना तो सीधा पीछे।
ट्राई कर।
Reloading.
आइसो वर्नेबल डालना, फ्री फायर रख रहा हूँ।
Destabilizing.
Reloading.
एक भी साउंड नहीं है।
Reloading.
मेरे पास
Who's next?
योरू ने दिया मैं भी।
हमारे पास है।
मेरे पास यूरी।
हमारे पास हम तीनों।
मारो उसको। वो मार के कैसे गया?
भाई मंकी स्ट्रॉन्ग टुगेदर बोल के छोड़ के चले गए।
मिड चल मिड।
Here. Camera take. Focusing.
तो जज है यहाँ मेन पे, बी मेन पे क्यों कंटेस्ट कर रहे हो उसे?
हाँ चलो।
Over there. My ult is ready.
क्लोज में है जज।
सुनो जज हो सकता है।
तेज मेरे को हील चाहिए, पीछे आके देखो।
रेज ए पे था।
तेज पीछे हील दे रहा है।
ए जा बीजा।
बिया स्पाइक डाउन।
30 seconds left. Spike down mid.
You will not kill my allies.
I suggest you move.
Here.
क्या खेल रहे हो? टाइम नहीं है।
सीरियसली गाइस हमने क्या किया ये?
10 seconds left.
सेव कर लो।
Last player standing.
तुम लोग 4 एक
Over
साथ
there.
खेलो, मैं लग करता हूँ कोई एक साइड।
We're here because we're the best.
मैं अकेला लग
Any of you
करेगा,
forget
तुम
that.
चारों एक साथ खेलो। और मेरे को ये नहीं पता इतनी सीटी पुश करके क्या निकलेगा भाई।
अरे मेरे साथ आना था तुम लोग को मिड पे। स्पाइक यहाँ है, टाइम देखो क्लॉक पे कितना है भाई, वो तो देखो थोड़ा।
कुछ नहीं देखना है।
अरे मैं बी हील लेने भागा था यार, मैं तो मिड पे ही था।
Safety's off.
रेस बाय देना।
Thanks.
Satchel out.
There is heaven.
My eyes are down. Focusing. I see someone.
अरे
Last player standing.
अभी ये क्या बोलूं? एक बंदे से
Match point.
They're going to scatter from my stuff. Super easy to flip off.
मेरे को बोल अभी 3 लोग एक बंदे से मारे। मिड पे मैं एक पीक निकाल दिया। मैं वापस वो घूम के ए पे आ रहा हूँ, अभी पे आ रहा हूँ। क्या करूँ और बताओ मुझे। साथ में जाओ सेज, उनके साथ में जा, सेज उनके साथ में जा।
Over there. No distraction.
ब्रेन शॉट ओडिन चला रहा है।
Last player standing. Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
नहीं था वो भी।
उधर लेफ्ट कॉर्नर देख, राइट कॉर्नर, ऊपर देख, सब देख। इधर ही है।
अभी किससे बनी होंगे?
Defenders win.
यार इसो इस गेम नहीं है, मत खेलो।
अरे मार चुका तू भोसड़ी के लव।
चलो भाई आज के लिए बस। आज के लिए बस हो गया भाई, कल मिलेंगे। मोबाइल में। अरे अभी सो जा सो जा, तू भी अभी तक सो जा, मैं भी चला सोने। यस, मैं जा रहा हूँ, गुड नाइट। गुड नाइट गुड नाइट।